What's up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video. I just came off my WWE Champions stream. We had 170 people on stream. Everybody was having fun. We had pizza together. We were making fun of DSP. I was playing the WWE Championship game, gotcha game, and trying to pull them Hogans. It was a blast. We're probably gonna do it weekly, so make sure to catch the next one. If you want to see today's stream, it's on my channel. Check it out. Anyway, back to this video. Big ups to X Mortis. I appreciate you, pimp. I spent 2 hours today combing through your channel to find one particular video that I was looking for. This video in question was dated back in 2018 after the whole marathon, the big marathons that Phil did to raise money to pay his back taxes, to pay his debt or whatever. It was like 16 grand. He did several of them, and then he had kind of a heart-to-heart conversation with his viewers. And in this conversation, he had talked about life changes that changes to his life that he was going to make. And in that conversation, he talks about a heart-to-heart he had with his parents. And in this video, he starts talking about his mother. His mother's name is Linda. And she's basically trying to give him some advice, which our boy DSP never, if he would have followed advice, he probably would have never been in this circumstance. So our boy Phil, apparently is just giving lip service to his mom, and he talked about that 10-year plan. Now the reason why I want to play this stream is because it's 5 years later, and 4 years later, and our boy Phil hasn't done anything to change his life. He's still doing the same thing. And in this video, he actually makes specific promises to his wife, his mother, and his fans about not playing mobile games anymore, not wasting money, paying his bills. And the big thing is he was going to get a full-time job and do streaming part-time. None of which he has done so far. So let's get into the video, pimps.
On here over the last few weeks, how I'd been doing multiple marathon streams, how much money I had raised, and based off of what my tax guy had told me, here's what's left. And then, by the way, the tax guy is going to bill me this much for doing my taxes. He's going to bill me this much to try to get me on the payment plan. I basically gave her all the financials of everything. All right? And, sitting there having this honest conversation, my mom said, well, here's the deal. She's like, I need you to commit to a fact that you're going to do some life changes in the short term and the long term, because you can't keep going like this. She looked at me, she's like, you're happy, but I can tell that you're running yourself ragged. I can tell that you are working yourself to the bone, Kat as well. And every time I call you, or every time we talk on the weekends, you tell me about how the whole week is work. You never tell me that you get to spend time with Kat, because you don't, right? And this is not the life that you're going to be able to live for your whole life. She's like, what are you going to do when you're 50, 60 years old, and you think people are going to still want to tune into your stream all day long? I mean, yeah, maybe I could still do like a part-time stream, but no, who's going to want to sit watching a 60-year-old guy play video games all day, right? In addition to that, you're killing yourself financially, because you have all these situations going on with the finances behind the scenes of everything. You're killing yourself to even make ends meet and pay your bills. How are you going to you can't. She's like, you work yourself to your limits. You can't keep going the way you're going. If you keep doing it, you're gonna have health problems. She says, look at us. Look at your father and me. We are at 60 years old and are having these health problems where we could go in any day. So essentially, we had this very long and important conversation. Okay. And where it ended up was a few things. The first is, I realized, guys, I can't do this forever. I know that. And by the way, don't worry, it doesn't mean I'm quitting doing this anytime soon. I love it. But I know realistically, how long can I do this? I can't do this forever. She has a point. What could I do? Maybe another 10 years? Top 15 tops? Would people care when I'm 50 years old playing fucking video games? You know what I mean?
Nobody cares now, pimp. And it's been 5 years since this interview. 4 years. It's been 4 years since this interview, and you have not made one single change. And let's hear these changes that you promised your poor mother and your wife that you were going to make, that you haven't done yet.
And not to say that I couldn't try to diversify and do other things with my streaming, but I certainly don't think that it's going to be something people are going to want to tune into when I'm an older dude, You know, it's a younger generation. You know, they're not going to want to see me doing that stuff when I'm older.
Big ups to old Phil Filter, man. I love it.
So in reality, what she's basically saying is that I need to not quit what I do, but I do in the long term need to figure out what else am I going to do. And she's right. I agree with her after thinking about it. Being completely honest with everyone. What I need to kind of do is get myself to a financial situation where I don't have to work all day on stream. Maybe where I can do like, all right, my finances are in a situation where now I don't owe so much that I have to literally make a ridiculous amount of money to pay the minimum payments on everything. And so that way I can stream less and I can maybe go get a job that's an entry-level job that pays less than what I make streaming, but it won't matter because I won't owe all this debt to everyone and I won't need to make that much money anymore, okay? So after this long, I mean, this was hours. This conversation was hours, all right? After this long conversation with my parent.
And I bet you it was a collect call to his mother.
Finally, basically my mom said, well, since you can't go on the honeymoon, you know, how much do you need to get on this payment plan for these taxes and basically not get completely screwed over? I told her, she gave me the money. So essentially,
I'm just stopping real quick here, Pimp. This is a 40-year-old man who still leans on his 60-something-year-old parents for money. These people are trying to retire, and this crumb is begging his parents for money and taking their hard-earned money that they work for. And they have bills too. You know, they're trying to retire and stuff like that. And yet they have this child who's still a child that can't take care of himself. And you know, I don't blame his mom and his dad. I mean, I think they enable him, but they're his parents, you know what I mean? They're probably gonna just do it, I guess. You know what I mean? You don't want your kids to just linger and suffer. But this malfeasance of a person to do this to his parents is just terrible. And of course, he never followed through to any of the promises he made his mom, which we're gonna hear now.
the reason that right now I'm going to be able to get on a payment plan is because you guys supported the shit out of me for the past month with these marathons, combined with the money that my mom was able to afford. Now, here's the thing. This money came with conditions. She says, your dad and I are old. We can't work anymore. She said, we got to retire. This is it. You know, we can't do anything else. We can't help you if this happens again. So you have to commit to doing what you're saying you're going to do, because if you don't, we have nothing else. This is it. This is the end of it, you know. This is the end all be all. So the situation is she gave me enough money to qualify. You know, my mom talked a lot of sense into me. I agree with her. And it's just something that eventually, inevitably, what I'm hoping to happen here is let's say within 10 years, it has to be a 10-year transition. My credit gets ruined, but because I'm not paying the crazy credit card payments anymore. I'm not paying for this black hole condo in Connecticut. That money goes towards taxes and pays my basic bills. And now things finally start to go down to the point where, let's say in 10 years, now I don't have to do full-time streaming anymore, and I could go look for a job, and I could balance that with the streaming until eventually we phase out and I'm in a position where I'm healthy and I'm not overworking myself. That's
the plan, and it's nearly been 5 years and he's done nothing. He's still gambling. He's still a mobile game addict. He's still buying gin. He's still buying DoorDash. He did a closet stream where he showed where he spent thousands of dollars and just trashed and did nothing with it and threw it in the closet. He spends money like someone drinking water. He hasn't gotten a part-time job. He's still streaming full-time. He's actually streaming more than what he was back then. And he's still in debt. He still owes hundreds of thousands of dollars. So nothing has changed. So what makes you think that anything else is going to change?
Plan.
big ups to Mortis, ex Mortis. I appreciate him and his videos. Go check him out. I'm gonna put a link to his channel in my video. So anyway, yeah. So right here we have it clearly stated by our boy Phil that he promised his mother, he promised Kat, he promised his parents that he was gonna do a 10-year plan where he was gonna eventually pay off all his debt, do streaming part-time, and actually find a full-time job, stop spending, and quit with his addictions. And it's been nearly 5 years and he's done none of that. He's still in the same position that he's been in since he made that video. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And that's why yesterday, when he spazzed out and he was so upset on his stream going off about the WWE champions and all that stuff, that's what made me go back to look at this video to see, hey, pimp, okay, I see where you're coming at. I see where you're having your little pity party and your fit here. Let me go back and check on the record and see if there was that video out there where you made those promises to your mother and your wife and you still haven't done shit. So the plan was to quit gambling, quit with your addictions, get a real job, do part-time streaming, do all that, and you haven't done any of it. So I don't expect in another 5 years that anything else will change. It'll probably be worse. So I hope your parents can retire and not have to worry about giving you any more money, and you can just be miserable and do the crap you're doing now, and just until the day you take a dirt nap. All right, pimps, that's the video. Peace out.